my name is Brittany Brandt, and I want to teach you about the grab and go method. I live in the Panhandle of Florida. September 12th, 2004, Hurricane Ivan hit. Hurricane Ivan was a Category 3 hurricane. When it hit, it was a Category 3. Before then, it was a Category 5 hurricane. I lived in a double-wide trailer with my grandparents and my brother. Not the safest place to be during a hurricane. So I decided that I would take me and my brother and we would go someplace safe. And we hid out in a church for 2 days. I had no blanket, no pillow, no clothes. I was worried about my family back home because my grandparents stayed at the house. I was concerned about all this stuff. And then go home and there's no electricity. And there's hardly any food. And there's no water that I can drink. So I learned how to drink boiled water, and I learned how to eat MREs, which are horrible, and I learned how to survive without electricity and take baths in my creek. And it would have been so much simpler for me to have a grab and go, essentially a safety bag. What all do you think should go into a safety bag?
I think a set of clothes, extra clothes.
Clothes? Okay. So I'm putting my clothes in my safety bag.
Water, granola bar type.
So snacks?
Food. Yeah.
Do I have any snacks? So what about medication? If you're on medication, you would need medication wherever you're going, right? So I'm putting my medication in here. How about cash? Some money just in case.
Yes.
You can't stop by a bank or whatever, so I'm putting some cash in here. Important papers, legal documents, your
Insurance
title
cards, all
deed,
that.
insurance, debit card information, account information, stuff that you know if you get in trouble you're going to need to have this stuff. So that goes in here. And it's probably a best idea to do copies of the information, not your originals, because you're going to need your originals. An extra phone charger, if you have a laptop, an extra laptop charger, just in case you need that. And then the best thing that I think can go in a safety bag is a first aid kit. So we're going to put a first aid kit in there. And we're going to zip it up. So, we have our safety bag. In a natural disaster, any natural disaster, hurricane, tornado, earthquake, fire, anything, flooding, how long do you think you have to go get this stuff, gather it up, and get out? So let's say for a hurricane, would you have time to do that?
Couple of days.
Probably, because usually they know about these things and can project their path a week in advance. Now, given Mother Nature, who likes to throw wrenches into things, it can turn. But normally a hurricane, yes, you have time. But what about other things? A fire, you have, if it's a wildfire or a house fire, you have approximately 5 minutes and under to get out, to keep you safe. If it's an earthquake, there's no warning. None. So you really don't have any time to do anything. Especially not scramble all over the house trying to find your medication and your papers and your car keys and whatever else you think you need to go. If it's a tornado, ultimately you have about 15 minutes and under to either get to a safe place or get out. So all of these flooding is even worse because flooding can take less time. If it's a flash flood, 2 minutes and everything's underwater. So essentially you don't have time to go through the house and go, oh, I need this and oh, I forgot this, and go out to your car and get everything in your car, make sure your family's safe, and then, oh, I forgot something, run back into the house. You don't have time. So that's essentially what a safety bag is something where you can keep it in your closet, in your car, in any area of your house that's easily accessible, and you can just grab it and go. So per household, how many safety bags is one going to be enough per household, do you think?
Probably not.
So it would probably be a good idea for everybody to have a safety bag per individual.
One per person.
So when you sit there and you gather all this stuff up and you're preparing the safety bag, do you think that it would be a good idea as well to just, that's all you have to do? Is just prepare the safety bag, put it in your closet, put it in your trunk of your car, and you're fine, you're good to go?
Well, I would imagine you would want to keep an eye on some of the stuff. If some things are expirable, you want to keep a good rotation of fresh food, fresh stuff in there, fresh medication.
Okay. So basically what we do at my house is everybody has their own individual safety bag. Has at least 2 changes of clothes in it, their medication. You can talk to your doctor about getting extra medication just in case of an emergency. Has their medication, has their important information, birth certificates, social security cards, a copy of the debit card, bank statements, stuff like that. And they all keep it in their closet. But that's just the start of what you should do. And it doesn't just apply to Florida, it applies to everywhere. Anywhere a natural disaster can happen, whether you're in Japan and you go through a tsunami, or whether you're here and you go through a hurricane, or whether you're in Oklahoma and you go through a tornado. Everybody needs one. So you need to make sure that you have a plan. If a fire happens, what is mom going to do? What's dad going to do? What are the kids going to do? And get it set where they know exactly what to do without you having to tell them, because that'll save you time as well. Because we already discussed you don't have time if you have to get out. So, essentially, what you do is you have this packed in your closet, and you pick it up, you make sure everybody in your house is free and clear, and you grab, and you go. That's it.